What up? Say Stow G. Back with another topic. Back with another video. So the title of this video is going to be, most workers don't like their job. So we can talk about it. So admin notes. Thanks again to all the subscribers that have subscribed to my channel. I endeavor to keep pushing videos out to give you leverage to better sales. Let's get into it. So why do I say that most people don't like their job? So I saw a stat this morning using ChatGPT, and it told me that between 70 to 85% of people in America are dissatisfied or unhappy or disengaged with their current job right now. That's a lot of people, man. That's a lot of freaking people. But it did say that a broader spectrum of that stat says that a lot of them are moderately satisfied with their job. They just don't like the people and the nuances in the job, right? But in any case, that still counts towards the dissatisfaction. So even though there are a considerable amount of people that actually would like the job if the environment was better, they still don't like it. You know what I'm saying? They still dread getting up in the morning to go to this particular job. 70 to 85% of Americans. Now for myself, I like my job. I ain't going front. I like my job. You know what I'm saying? I have no issue with staying late, even though I choose not to stay late if I have to, because if I don't have to, because I got a family. But it wouldn't bother me if I had to stay late to do something. You know what I'm saying? I love IT work. And I love the IT work that I do at my current job right now. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say anything bad about that job, man. I just can't, you know what I'm saying? And I think that really comes from a space of like being in the military and just being content with what I have instead of being spoiled with what I could have, if that makes any sense, you know what I'm saying? Like there were so many uncomfortable situations when I was in the military that being a civilian is a fucking piece of cake. Excuse my language, you know what I'm saying? But it is. Being a civilian is nothing at all, you know what I'm saying? So when folks say that they're satisfied with certain things, I'm like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like I had it 10 times worse when I was in uniform sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm appreciative of my job, and I'm appreciative of the environment I'm in right now because it's not stressful. A lot of folks would say that my job I have right now would be very, very stressful. But for me, not at all. You know what I'm saying? I love the pressure of having to complete tasks. I love the concept of solving problems when it comes to IT work. I love that stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I have no issue with my job. But that's not the norm for a lot of folks, man. A lot of people don't like their job, man. A lot of people would walk out on their job if they could, if they can still make money, right? And, you know, with all these folks being fired and laid off and furloughed within the last 2 years, you would think that folks would not want to go back in the workforce, you know what I'm saying? But it's a catch-22. A lot of folks can't survive without a job, but a lot of folks don't want to work. You know what I'm saying? You got to pick your poison. Are you going to work? Or are you going to stay broke? You know what I'm saying? And you don't got to stay broke by not having a job. You can always like start a business or monetize your skill set, get on YouTube and start YouTube, you know what I'm saying? You can do a lot of things when it comes to making money. You know what I'm saying? But the average person need a job. And a lot of folks that go to jobs don't like their job, man. And I can tell, like going around here, you know what I'm saying? Like right now I'm about to pass, I just passed part of the college, but up here there's a shopping center to the right side of me. And you know, I go to some of these fast food joints inside the shopping center or go to the grocery store sometimes, and I can see the look on people's faces, man. You know what I'm saying? They like, man, I can't believe I'm at this job. I don't want to be here. And I'm sitting here like, you know what I'm saying? Like I understand, because I'm very sympathetic when it comes to that. You know what I'm saying? I really am, because mental health is a huge thing, man. It's a huge problem in America. So when folks are in a bad mental state, it's not a good look, man. It's not a good feeling. It's not a good space to be in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very sympathetic when it comes to that. But at the same time, at the same token, you know what I'm saying? Like you chose that job, even though that might have been the only job you could get at the time. You still chose that job. You know what I'm saying? So what are we doing here? You know what I'm saying? You got to pick your poison, man. You got to either be discontent with the job you have, you know what I'm saying? Be happy with it, be content with it, you know what I'm saying? Or just quit the job and just move on to something else. Easier said than done. I totally get it, you know what I'm saying? But that's the way the ball bounces, man. A lot of folks are in jobs right now because they didn't put the work in when they were younger. They didn't study in school or get good grades. You know, they didn't go to college, and I know college is not necessarily the end-all be-all when it comes to being successful, you know what I'm saying? But going to college does have purpose, because for one, when you go to college and you finish college and graduate, that means it's showing the employer that you can complete a task. You can stay on task and complete something. A lot of folks can't complete things, man. A lot of folks will start stuff and will not finish it. College proves to the employer that you literally was able to start something and finish it and see it to the finish line. You know what I'm saying? So outside of the skill set you learn in college actually shows the employer that you're trustworthy, right? But I would never advocate for folks going to debt to get that. You know what I'm saying? There's other ways of showing an employer that you're able to stay on task on certain things. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, college does have a purpose when it comes to certain things like that. And, you know, job experience, all these other things. So, you know, when you don't put a lot of work in when you're younger, and you do the things you need to do to prepare yourself for the outside world, you know what I'm saying, it affects you when you get older. There's a lot of folks right now my age in their 40s, they can't stand their job. And one of the main reasons why they can't stand their job because they couldn't get anything better because they didn't put the work in to build their skill sets up. That's really what it boils down to, you know what I'm saying? Because I know for myself, I built my skill set up. I was in the military, but I had a job at the time that I knew was not going to make me a lot of money when I got out. I already knew that, you know, since I changed my job to IT while I was in the military because I knew I needed to see forward into the future. And once I got out and actually showed proof of concept, I was like, you know what, I made a very freaking good decision, you know what I'm saying, when it came to going to IT. Even though I know IT is kind of teeter-tottering right now when it comes to job stability, I know that. But I mean, at the end of the day, IT is, I mean, it's a moneymaker. It really is, you know what I'm saying? So I knew from an earlier part of my career that it was time for me to switch over. I was 26 when I transferred over to my IT job. Best decision I ever made in my life, you know what I'm saying? So if you're 40 or 50 years old right now, in your 40s and 50s, and you're dissatisfied with your job, you gotta ask yourself, what did you do earlier in life that put you here, right? And it could not be your fault. It could be a situation where you had a career, you got injured, or something happened and you had to leave that career, you got fired, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I understand there's always a nuance when it comes to certain things. But when I look around these parts of this city and I see folks discontent with their job, 9 times out of 10, it's their fault. They didn't put the work in, you know what I'm saying? They thought things were sweet when they was in their 20s and 30s, and now they're older now, and they're like, damn, I can't even get a very good job. Well, that's because you goofed off your earlier years, you know what I'm saying? So the only solution to this, honestly, is to press on. There's always a way to get out of certain things like that, you know what I'm saying? There's always a way to go and build your skill set up. I don't care how old you are. You got folks in their 60s that just started being successful now. They started making money now, you know what I'm saying? So it's never too late, you know what I'm saying? As long as you got breath in your air, and breath in your lungs, in your body, and you got faith in yourself, you got faith in God that He's gonna pull you through these things, you can always change your life around. But once again, you know what I'm saying, we got bills to pay. We got bills to pay mouths to feed, the family to take care of. So I totally get that, you know, folks that go to their job, they're discontent with their job, they can't leave because they need that money. They need it. But while you're on that job being discontent, you know what I'm saying, always keep that dream open. Always understand that what you put right here and what you think can always manifest itself, always. When I tell you it's no joke that I have manifested my life, honestly, I really have, man. A lot of things that actually are in my life right now, I literally thought it. I manifested it. I did, man. Manifestation is the real thing. That's not some BS I'm telling you. It's not something that, you know, that folks think is some hocus pocus type stuff with it. That is a real thing. You can literally manifest your life. You can. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things, that's one of the easier things I can tell you when it comes to you going to a job every single day you don't like. You know what I'm saying? While you're on that job you just like always manifest what you could be at, what you could be doing. You know what I'm saying? And then work towards that goal. You can always work towards goals while still working a job you don't like. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we got responsibilities. So quitting a job and leaving a job because you don't like it, you know what I'm saying? If your mental state is bad off, then of course, go ahead and do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But if you're able to stay stable, stay at that job, man. You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do, make as much money as you can. You know, do stuff off the time, during your off time to push yourself out of that job if it's something you like doing. But yeah, man, a lot of folks right now are discontent with their job, man. A lot of folks do not like their job, man. A lot of folks hate their job right now. They absolutely despise it. And, you know, it's a terrible thing, man. It really is. You know what I'm saying? I really feel for these folks. Because this is not what life's supposed to be like. It's not what life's supposed to be about. It's supposed to be not necessarily totally bliss, because you do supposed to go through trials and tribulations while you're in life. Because this life is a test. It's a playground. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you're supposed to go through certain things, but for you to go through life totally, being discontent, being unhappy, it's not what life's supposed to be about, man. You know what I'm saying? So if you're working a job right now you don't like, man, You know what I'm saying? Like I said, keep pushing, keep grinding. Make as much money you can. Manifest what you want to do and push through, man. You know what I'm saying? The worry, as long as you still keep going, is always going to win out every single time. So I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. I'll catch y'all next video. Say so, G. Signing out. I'm gone.